beautiful island of Kauai in Hawaii. My name is Jong-Woo Han. I'm the president of Korean War Legacy Foundation, which has more than 1,500 interviews of Korean War veterans from not just only from the United States, but also from other 20 countries, except India. And we are doing this to preserve your memory, first of all, because it's been a long time ago, and to honor your service. But most importantly, we are doing this so that this interview video can be used in the classroom of our history class in the United States and all over the world, so that our future generations can hear from you directly about the war that you fought for Korean people 72 years ago. It's my great honor and pleasure to meet you, sir. And would you please introduce yourself, your name, and spell your last name, please?
Royce Ebesu, E-B-E-S-U.
Ebesu.
Ebesu.
Ebesu. And that's a Japanese?
Japanese.
Japanese origin, right?
Right.
Yes. And what is your birthday?
9/23/31.
9/23.
31.
31. So you are 91-year-old?
90, not 91. Old enough.
I am sorry, 90-year-old. You look great, sir. And where were you born?
Kapa, Hawaii.
Kapai, right here, right?
Right.
Yeah. You are the president of chapter here?
Our disbanded chapter.
Disbanded chapter. When did you disband?
Because everybody was getting old, people were dying, and just a few left, we decided to disband the chapter.
When did you disband?
Oh, it's about 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And you helped me so that I can have this interview today, right? With a series of interview with other veterans from Kauai. So I want to thank you for arranging all these things.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. And tell me about your, before, I want to ask you, how many veterans were in this chapter?
Well, we originally started with 10 because that's the amount we needed to be declared a chapter.
I see.
But as members grew, we ended up about 50.
50.
Yeah. But then most of them passed away already. We just have a handful left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And thanks to your help, so that we can have this series of interviews from Kauai, so that people remember about the Korean War veterans from Kauai, Hawaii. Thank you again. So tell me about your family background when you were growing up.
Well, growing up out in the country, is different from living in a city. So we regularly went to elementary school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
So after high school, I went to a technical school for 2 years. Then, since the outbreak of the Korean War, the story was we will be drafted. So we all prepared ourselves by getting together and have fun.
Mm. You said fun?
Fun, yeah, by going to the bars every day.
But it was war.
No, but we're still here yet. We weren't drafted yet, but we were going to be drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So we said, hey, let's enjoy ourselves.
What high school did you graduate?
Kapa.
Kapa. When?
We graduated in 1949.
49. So it was before the breakout of the Korean War.
Right.
Did you learn anything about Korea in your class?
No.
History?
Nobody talked about Korea.
Nobody
knew
talked about
Korea.
So you never imagined that you would become Korean War veteran. You would
No.
go to the Korea to fight. So after the graduation, you went to the vocational school.
Right.
And when did you know about the breakout of the Korean War and how?
Well,
Did you learn it from newspaper or radio? How did you know?
Well, newspaper and by mouth. Yeah.
So were you thinking that I might be drafted into Korean War?
Yeah, we knew we were going to be drafted because the draft was on, and we were just waiting in line.
Were you afraid?
No,
No?
because we never went to war. We don't know what is a war.
So when were you drafted?
November 27, 1951.
So you were still in the vocational school or did you have a job?
I left the school already.
What were you doing at the time?
Well, doing odd and end.
So you were drafted November 27. So you went to Schofield Barracks?
Schofield, right.
Yes. And from there, did you get the basic training there in Schofield?
Right.
Okay. And then when did you leave for Korea? From where?
Well, from Honolulu, they put us on Flying Tigers Airlines,
Uh-huh.
straight to Japan.
Oh, it was an airplane.
Yeah,
Oh.
Flying Tiger Airline. People never heard of the airline, so we took a chance.
Must be an exciting experience, right?
No,
No?
no.
Why not?
Yeah. Why should we go there? We might never come back.
So you arrive in Japan, and then what did you do there?
Oh, just sit in a barracks waiting orders to be shipped to Korea.
Yup. When did you land in Korea then?
Oh, I think it was in about May
May
1952.
52. Where? In Busan?
No, I don't think at Busan. I don't know which airfield it was.
You were in the airfield?
Yeah. I don't know which airfield it was.
Gimpo? Does that ring the bell?
I don't think Kimpo was in operation. I'm not sure anyway.
So you were Army or Air Force?
Army,
Army, but you were in the airfield.
right.
So what was your MOS specialty?
Well, we all were privates and no MOS yet because we weren't assigned to any unit. I didn't have a MOS at that time.
I see. So what was your unit finally and your MOS? What did you do?
Well, I landed with the 45th Division,
45th.
yeah, from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And, well, I ended in the company and they assigned me to battalion headquarters. So they put me in the intelligence section. However, I wasn't happy there because I looked like the enemy. So the whites all look at you, hey, who are you and what are you doing here? So I got transferred out.
To where?
I mean, to the same company, but different assignment.
What assignment?
I went to communications.
So what did you do then?
Well, learned the Morse code and string lines.
Morse code.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you learned Morse code there, not in the Schofield, right?
No.
Wasn't it hard to learn?
Oh, yes. And at that time, we weren't interested to learn that, but you had to do something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what battalion was it?
45th.
No, 44, 40?
45th Infantry Division. I was in the 3rd Battalion.
3rd Battalion.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you? Remember?
No, I went to various spots, you know, because when the company moves up to the line, battalion headquarters is right in the back of them.
Back of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your battalion was in the front line, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Was it east side or west side?
I don't know which side it was. but it wasn't any good side.
So tell me about it. What was the most difficult thing that you remember when you were in Korea?
Well, with battalion headquarters, you're in the back of the company. So we had to keep the company supplied with whatever supplies they need.
Mm-hmm. And were you able to write letter back to your family?
Yeah, very, very few times.
Few times.
Yeah.
You were not married at the time, right?
No.
Did you have a girlfriend?
No.
No? So you didn't write the letter?
No.
Mm-hmm. How was the life there in the headquarters? I mean, where did you sleep? What did you eat? How much were you paid? What did you do with the money?
Well, I advanced to the supply center, and I ended up as a supply sergeant. So the living for me was great. I could sleep on the bunks, not on the floor, but when we moved up, we sleep in bunkers.
But supply sergeant, why is it good? Because everybody looking for you to get something from you?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? Tell me about it.
Well, you need good shoes, and when it's cold, you want another blanket.
So you had everything.
Well, not everything, but enough to supply the company.
Uh-huh. So everybody was nice to you, right?
Yeah.
Any dangerous moment that you might have been killed there?
Well, being in the battalion headquarters, we were in a safe position, not like being our company.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the front line. We're in the back.
So you were very lucky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to go out and to Seoul, for example, to other part of Korea?
Well, at that time, the only place we could go was they gave us R&R 5 days to Japan.
To Japan.
Yeah. Other than that, we didn't visit any other place in Korea because there's no transportation and nothing to see anyway.
Were you able to go back and visit Korea after you left Korea?
Yes, several times.
Several times. When?
Because this is a revisit program that the Korean veterans started in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, had so many applications, so I applied and visited Korea, and I was impressed, with the development of Korea. The highways were terrific. The airfield is one of the best airfields. Yeah. And the second or third time I visited, they paid half of our full plane fare, but the spouse said half fare paid.
Yes.
Yeah. And the hotels they put us in was all first class. And the first time we went to dinner, it was amazing to have so many different kind of food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When was the last time did you go to Korea?
Oh, I can't recall, but it was at least 5-6 years ago.
So, when actually did you leave from Korea when there was a war? 1953?
In 53. Yeah, we were ready to ship home. They sent us to Camp Drake to ship us to Hawaii. However, that was the end of the armistice. So we were stuck in Camp Drake for a while. Yeah, then they put us on LSD back to Hawaii.
Back to Hawaii.
Yeah, on a LST.
So you left Korea around July or August?
More August.
August.
Yeah.
So
in 1952, when General MacArthur made a landing on Incheon, and he advanced the troops all the way to almost Manchuria,
yep.
but they stopped him. So then President Truman relieved him of his duties.
Yes.
Because at that time, he told us, we all will be home by Christmas,
By
1952.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't materialize. So, I tell people, history repeats. It's the same thing that General Shinseki wanted to go all out west. They relieved him also of his duties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, if they gave General MacArthur that power, they wouldn't have been in North and South Korea. And not even China would be in power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Korea is still technically at war because there is an armistice, no peace treaty.
No.
And what do you think about this? Any war you can remember that lasted more than 70 years ago, 70 years?
No. It's not a war.
What is it?
It used to be a war, but now it's just negotiating to become one, but with China and Russia in the back of them. Yeah. So this is the hard part, that things will continue. Even in Vietnam, it wasn't a complete victory. Yeah.
Do you want to see the end of the Korean War?
Oh, definitely. So that the families can reunite.
Mm-hmm. There are lots of separated families between
Right.
North and South Korea. Yeah. But when you left Korea in 1953, had you ever imagined that Korea would become like this today? 10th largest economy in the world and very active democracy.
No, not what I saw when I left Korea. Everything was, the mountains were bare, no buildings. But when I went back to visit, Seoul was a big city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if there is a petition to declare the end of the war, would you sign for that?
I will.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Why should they keep on fighting and leave the parents apart?
That's right. That's right. Any other story that you haven't shared with me?
No, I don't think so, because nothing pleasant to remember about the war.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Ebesu and Royce, I used to call you Royce over the phone many times before I arrived here in Kauai. I want to thank you for your whole arrangement so that I could talk to these veterans today. And I want to thank you for your fight so that South Korea become 10th largest economy in the world and the strongest ally to the United States of America. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.